What's up, YouTube? So, been a while since we've done a classic just market trade breakdown right here, right? Behind me, you can see the beautiful view of Fort Lauderdale. This is where I live. This is where I trade from, So, keep making sure you guys are grinding because, life is good. I'm about to show you guys a banger of a trade that's, I really want to break down because it just really exemplifies the importance of understanding liquidity, right? And we're going to try to run through it. We're going to try to make this breakdown 5 minutes or under, a little 5 minutes or less, little series segments. And I'm going to show you guys a trade that I just caught right here. As you guys can see, a beautiful trade, zero drawdown, straight to all targets before it completely flipped. So we can have a net P&L of $450 on the Top Step Combine, right? So let's show you guys and let's get into it. So this is the trade I caught, right? But what led me to this bias, all right? So now I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna show you guys top down analysis. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I came to the realization that price was going to go long, especially at this certain level, right? I wanna get rid of this. And yes, this is how you know I placed that trade. Come over here. Is it executions? It is executions. Okay, so where are we on the day, right? Well, first of all, let's go back. Let's get rid of today, right? So first of all, we're gonna go on the weekly time frame, right? We're going on the weekly time frame, and the weekly time frame, first of all, is currently it's up here, right? But the weekly time frame was in this weekly fair value gap, right? Indicating for me that price, could reject and bounce off that level, right? But that's nowhere near enough. We're gonna go over to bring us up to Tuesday, right? And yesterday's candle, this is where I'm really starting to see price action. Yesterday's candle closed low momentum bullet bearish, right? Wicking this weekly fair value gap and closing above it. So that's my first sign. That's my first sign that we could potentially, start to reject this level and start to push further up, right? But what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna want to mark off some, some levels, right? We can see right here that price swept this liquidity level right here. We have our previous daily low level right here, where you can see that we have a lot of generated sell side liquidity. Okay. And that's pretty much it for the daily time frame, right? This trade was basically mostly based on the lower time frames, but with higher time frame, confluence, right? Daily candle price action closed the low momentum bearish, and rejecting this weekly fair value gap. We're at a weekly fair value gap, first of all, right? This is marked off by the zone, right? So maybe we can get a bounce off that level. We have generated sell side that was taken right here, right? And we have a previous daily low that was generated, right? So maybe we can push price upwards, but to really get a good idea, we're gonna go on to the lower time frames. So I'm actually going to push the market towards market open, right? So this is now Wednesday. This is now going into 6 a.m., right? I'm not up at this time, but this is the market and what I'm presented with when I'm getting to the charts. So now I'm going to mark off some other confluences that I see, right? First off, what I see right here is a 4-hour weekly fair value. 4-hour fair value gap. And why this is important is that because this is an imbalance in the market, right? If you guys watched my last video, I tell you guys that the market moves for 4 reasons, and this is one of the reasons, is to go imbalance and go balance out inefficiencies, right? So this is a 4-hour trade, 4-hour fair value gap. That price might want to, come up and balance out, right? Especially because we're at a level where price can reject from. So that's what I'm looking for, okay? So I have a 4-hour fair value gap. We're currently aiming to push that way based off sell side, based off, weekly fair value gap, right? Now let's see if we can find more things, right? Now this is all I pretty much have for my markings on the 4-hour. Now I'm gonna head down to the lower time frames, okay? Again, why do I want to go along here? We have generated sell side. We swept sell side, right? We have a 4-hour imbalance that needs to be pushed up. The price needs to push up to go, reach to, right? And again, the biggest thing of it all is, that daily candle closing beautifully at a weekly fair value gap, right? So now I'm going to push price all the way until that 8 a.m. candle, right? 7 a.m. Okay. Now this is also very much key, what I have right here, right? Look at these lows being left behind, right? Look at this generated sell side. Look at this generated sell side. Look at this generated sell side, right? So we have all these lows being, you know, held right here, and price is gonna want to take these out before making any type of move. That's what I'm looking at. These are very ugly straight lines. These are not straight at all. Okay, so now what I'm really looking for is to seeing what that 930 candle does, right? What does that 930 do? Let's see right here. This is 830. This is 9. Okay, and this is 930 now. 930 has this crazy push down that not only ends in a wick, a beautiful wick, it's sweeping all of these sell side liquidities, but most importantly, if you go down to the 15-minute time frame, one of these lows that I got left behind is a London low, right? It's a session low. And if you watch my videos, you guys know what PD arrays, what levels hold the most liquidity, right? Generated liquidity. So it's sweeping these lows. London low got caught. That 930 opens bearish, which tells me a lot about where the market could potentially move to, right? We get a big move closing right back up into that pre-session range, right? As you see right here, I go down to the lower time frames. I basically have everything enough. I basically have everything except for one thing to place the trade, right? And I'm going to show you guys what that thing is right now. Okay, so I'm looking for, I have everything, right? I have sell side being swept. I have London lows being swept. I'm at a weekly fair value gap, right? This is a beautiful trade, and now all I need is a fair value gap, right, to hold and be created, right? So once we break back above this pre-session range, right? This is the pre-session range, right? We're back in this box, I like to call it, right? I'm gonna mark off the first fair value gap that gets formed, right? Price comes down, it's respecting, right? I can take an entry right here. It's respecting again, but I take my entry after it respects a couple of times. I end up placing my entry somewhere around here. I have my entry around the low under the fair value gap, and I look to target a certain calculated level. Now, how do I calculate that low? Well, I actually find a buy side liquidity level all the way up here. These are all the highs that want to get taken out. This high over here is going to be our first target. This is a high that was created pre-session, right? But our main target is all the way is this buy side liquidity, right? And it's all liquidity, guys. I'm just playing with liquidity. Is this buy side liquidity level all the way up here that needs to get tapped into, that also rests at this H4 imbalance that needs to get balanced out. So those are my targets, right? So now I have a fair value gap that's forming, no retest, no entry. I enter the trade, and you know, just for time's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and skip all the way to the lowest time frame. Price is continuing to push up. You could have probably stacked orders, I didn't. And price is going to continue to push up until it finally hits all targets right here. And currently where we're at 6 hours later, we're just ranging within these two levels. So this is a beautiful trade that just plays with liquidity that I really wish you guys will understand. I hope you guys learn it. I hope you guys understand it. If you guys have any questions, you already know I have a trading forum below where you guys can inquire about trading. If you have any questions in general, just you can hit me up on Instagram, which I'll link in the description. You guys can email me, which I'll link in the description. The trading forum below if you guys want to learn. And yeah, beautiful banger of a trade where we caught 165 ticks. We should have made a lot more money, to be completely honest, but I'll take what I can get for the first trade of the week. Yep, it's Wednesday and I'm only taking one trade, but there hasn't been anything beautiful. $500 in one day. I'll see you guys later. Actually, $500 in 1 hour. I'll see you guys later. Deuces.